What's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are feeling good, motivated, strong, all that good stuff. Today we're going to talk about forgiving yourself for the person you used to be when you didn't know better. I know it's a problem that a lot of people go through because we're young, right? We're learning, and our life is just a constant learning. Like, we're always learning. We're going to be constantly learning our whole life. So I'm just going to talk about how to actually forgive yourself instead of holding on to that regret, holding on to the things that you did, just getting over things that you've done in the past and then accepting that it is what it is. Like, I think that's the main thing. You got to learn that it is what it is. What happened, happened. You can't change the past, but you damn sure shouldn't dwell on the past either. That's not healthy, and it's not moving you forward in life. It's not getting you to where you want to be in life. When you think about where you want to be in life, it has nothing to do with the past, right? Like, your overall goal has nothing to do with the past unless it relates somehow. But even then, it's not you changing the past. It's just you moving forward and doing something new with what you had. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story on like my biggest realization on this whole topic and how I had to get over what I did. Like, it was probably the worst period of my life. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I had a couple moments where, I just felt like, and this video is not, I'm not gonna lie, this video is gonna relate a lot to girls just because, like, I have my own problems with girls, and as I grow and grow older to be like the man I want to be, I'm learning how to handle my emotions. But when I was younger, my feelings and my emotions were like, they controlled how dealing with a girl. These girls were making me go fucking crazy. That's the shortest way I can say it. They're making me go crazy, bro. Like, I was the type of person that couldn't handle being ghosted. I was the type of person that couldn't handle, being left undelivered for hella long. I couldn't handle a girl like rejecting me, really. And I feel like that stems a lot from, I wasn't really rejected a lot. So when a girl like didn't want me, it made me chase them. And that stems from me just making stupid decisions based off my emotions that I didn't have in check. And as I get older, I'm understanding how to handle my emotions and how to move on with my life and how to detach from people, because people don't drive me. But to get back on topic, right? So, like I've said in the past, I had a girlfriend, right? Actually, we weren't really dating, but we had a little thing. It was like a long distance thing, right? And it was like we're tight. We're tight, and we talked all the time, and we said I love you and all this shit. It was really deep. It was a deep relationship, but we weren't dating. It was really weird. It was a weird situation. And we had just gotten to college, and she was at a different college and I was at a different college, and I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't like college at all. I knew I wanted to do something else, and I saw that since I was in college, it was an opportunity to step out of my comfort zone again, since it's a new space, and I want to step out of my comfort zone and pursue what I always wanted to do, YouTube, right? So I started YouTube. When I got I started on my phone. And what I would do is I would go out and I would do like interviews with people on campus. They started off just on campus, like during the daytime, and then I started going out to the bars and doing these interviews. And during this whole period, I was still talking to this girl, and I didn't tell her. Like, she knew I was doing YouTube, but how she found out what I was doing was I posted a video of me basically just going on campus and like fuck around with these girls. And I posted it on my main Snapchat story. And that's how she found out. Mind you, I was talking to this girl, and in my head, like, the people I was around at the time, they were influencing me. You know, I was being really disrespectful to girls. I was not really thinking about their feelings at all. And I was just being careless about my image and what I was doing and who I was hurting, right? And while I'm doing all this, I have a girl that's telling me, like, that we're gonna be together, blah, blah, blah. And it was just a very fucked up situation because I wasn't thinking about her at all. I wasn't thinking about anybody but myself. And we broke up. And that breakup, it hurt bad. Like, I was literally, like, I was going through it for for 7-8 months. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was going through it for like 7-8 months, maybe 9. And it just wasn't cool at all. It wasn't cool. I was getting influenced. I was calling like women bitches. I was just like being hella disrespectful. And it's not like I knew better. No one was telling me that I was doing wrong. Everyone around me was like, you know, uplifting me for it. Or like, they were uplifting me for it. They were congratulating me. They were, you know, hyping me up for being this type of person. And at the time, you know, I was like, you know, I'm grinding. I was telling her, like, this is business. This isn't anything serious. I don't want anything with these girls. And I truly didn't. And I actually meant that. But I can't say that and still go against what I stand for, which is being loyal, which is being respectful. And at the time, I just didn't know that, right? So that in itself, being influenced, being disrespectful to people, and being selfish ultimately led me in my relationship to fall. Like, we broke up because of it. And it took me a long time to get over. Now, through that time that I was getting over it, I literally did not like, I wouldn't say I didn't like myself, but I didn't like what I did. It was like one of the biggest regrets I've ever felt in my whole entire life. Like, that type of hurt where you know you did wrong and there's no coming back from it. It's not easy to get through. And I know a lot of you guys can relate where you've done something and you can't come back from it. You know, that's a consequence, and now you have to pay for the consequence. So, and then I made a big mistake. The day she broke up with me, right? I remember, like, I just started smoking. Like, right after she broke up with me, bro, I literally smoked, and I knew in that moment where I was choosing to smoke because she broke up with me that I was trying to smoke my pain away, right? And that was a whole bad choice in itself. Why was I trying to smoke my pain away? That in itself made the whole process longer because I just kept doing that. And I just kept prolonging me actually dealing with what happened. I was dealing with it high. And it just wasn't valid. It wasn't a good way to deal with your emotions. It's not a good way to deal with your emotions. So the person I am today, looking back on it, I'm just like, I forgive myself because I didn't know better. It's like I wouldn't make that mistake again. I wouldn't do that to myself again. I already know what it would cost me, how it would feel. And I genuinely know that it's not worth it. And I'm proud to be on YouTube and talking to you guys about this because I don't want anybody to go through that. I don't want anybody to be influenced by people that, you know, that they don't resonate with, that they don't look up to that they don't admire. Because those people are just gonna make you do the wrong things. And at the time, I just didn't know better. I didn't know who I had to be around. I just knew that I wanted to be a YouTuber. That's all I knew. All I knew was I wanted to be a YouTuber. And I'm on social media. What am I seeing on social media? This is when the IRL live streaming just popped off, and everybody's doing like this content with girls. So I fell right into the trap because I was being influenced. So what I did was, throughout this time of me learning from my mistake, me growing as a person, and me forgiving myself, I was learning how to be a better man. I was learning how to not be influenced and how to, be in my own body. Like, I was trying to be someone I wasn't. I had to find myself. I lost myself. I had to realize that I lost myself. And that wasn't me, because if that was me, I wouldn't have to go through this pain. When you are yourself and you're doing the right things to be yourself and to be the best version of you, and you have good intentions, you shouldn't ever, God's not going to put you through pain. God's not going to put you through that, because it's not deserving. Especially if you're doing the right things. I wasn't doing the right thing, so I got a big consequence. That was God telling me, okay, that's not what you're supposed to do. And this is what happens when you do that. Losing someone that you think is going to be the love of your life, is going to be like your wife, that shit's not easy. That's like one of the worst things ever. At the same time, though, to put another perspective, I prayed. I asked for forgiveness. I asked God to help me understand the whole problem. I asked God to, share light on me. I was trying to learn from my mistake. I was trying to grow as a person. For you to be able to forgive yourself for something that you did, you have to be intentional about it. You can't just go through life hoping that it's going to fix itself while you're still doing the same things, while you're still around the same people. When that happened to me, and me and my girl broke up, I went ghost. I locked in on myself because there's no way I had to deal with that. There's something wrong that I did. That's how I think. It's like, it's my fault. I took accountability. You have to take accountability in your life for everything you do. Like I said in a couple of videos ago, you are life. If you're doing bad, life's going to be bad. If you're doing good, life's going to be good. It's just a reflection of your decisions and your intentions. So I understood that, and I just tried to make myself better and grow from the situation. I knew that I couldn't fix the situation because I had hurt someone that I loved deeply. There was no point of me talking to her after that. There's no point of me manipulating her after that, because I know I did something wrong. She doesn't deserve someone like me in her life, especially in that moment. That is very important in my situation to remember. It's like, yeah, like okay, look, after we broke up, right, there was times where I had to just say something to her to know that we were gonna still be good. But we didn't talk for like multiple months on end. Like, I wouldn't text. I would be like missing her crazy, and we wouldn't text for like 3 months, because it's like, if I text her, if she doesn't want me to text her, I fucked up her life. I embarrassed her. I disrespected her. All her friends seen that video. while she's telling all her friends about how great I am. All her friends saw that video, she saw the video, and it's just me being stupid with a whole bunch of girls and just being dumb. Like, that's not me. That's not the man she wanted me to be. So I have no right to text her on some bullshit like come back to me, or like some of you niggas are just manipulators. That shit's not cool. That shit's not honest. I don't fuck with that shit. Like, there's times where people are literally telling me like you could get her back, like that's your ex. Like, sure, maybe if I was you and I just had the best manipulating game ever, sure, maybe I could come back from it. But I didn't want to do that because she doesn't deserve that. She's a person too with feelings. I put myself in her shoes and I was like, if someone did this to me, I would never talk to them again. So I let her have that. And there'd be times where I really needed to talk to her. And she shut me down. She would respond, but she still shut me down. And that's okay. But I always kept it on good terms because, first of all, she doesn't deserve that. No one deserves that. Not just her, but no one deserves to be disrespected and embarrassed like that. And, like, wait, I lost my train of thought. So, like, she shut me down, right? Okay, cool. I deserve that. I text her again. One word answers. Okay, cool. I deserve that. It's fine. I'm not mad at you for hating me. I just want you to know that I'm truly sorry. That's my intention, because I am. I want to fix things. But if you don't want to fix things with me, that's fine. And I agree with you, because I hurt you. See, you got to have good intentions when you're doing things. You have to have good intentions with everything you do in life. Like, and you got to have awareness. Know if you're in the wrong or not. A lot of people are in the wrong, but they don't want to admit they're in the wrong. Like, you have to take accountability if you want to get to the next level. You can't be ignorant or arrogant. Arrogant or ignorant? I think it's like that. I don't know. I think ignorant and arrogant is like the same thing. But like, literally, you have to take accountability. No one's perfect in this world, and you have to remember that. So if you make a mistake, don't put so much pressure on yourself about making that mistake. You make mistakes. It's just about how you handle your mistakes, and if you handle it with accountability, or if you brush it off like nothing happened. If you brush it off like nothing happened, and you want to keep yourself feeling like you're perfect, life's not going to be perfect for you because you're living a lie. When you live in truth, that's when life goes well for you. So when it comes to how you should forgive yourself for making mistakes from when you didn't know better, all you have to do is, one, to take accountability. Understand that you were wrong. 2, have some awareness. Understand the whole situation as a whole. Understand the people. You have to be specific. Understand the people you were around. Understand the things you were doing. Understand the things you were saying. Understand why those things did what they did. If you were saying some mean things, you got to understand that those things were mean, and you can't be saying that to people. You feel me? And 3, you have to work on yourself. Your life's not going to improve if you don't work on yourself. You can have awareness. You can understand the situation. You can take accountability, be like, I'm wrong. But if you don't put work in, those things don't matter. You're still playing victim. You're not the victim. So you have to put work in. You have to start improving yourself. During this time period, right after we ended things, I started hitting the gym the day after, because that's the only way that was the only way in my life at that time that I could feel like I'm doing something good, because I had hurt someone I loved so badly that my life went to shit. So the only way I could feel good about something in my day was if I went to the gym, and it helped, and I stayed consistent with that. So you have to start improving yourself, whatever that is for you. If that's working, if that's building something, if that's working out. But it has to be improving you. And the reason I pause there is because I don't want you guys to also confuse with improving yourself and distracting yourself. If you distract yourself from the problem is not going to get solved. So I think being alone during this whole period is very great. It's very crucial. Or being with someone that you trust and you love as well, very crucial. When you feel like this, life feels like it can't get better. So the best thing you could do is be around people who love and care for you, no matter what. And start improving yourself. Bring yourself out of that hole. You have to, or you're going to stay there for a long ass time. And you don't deserve that. Even if you made a mistake, you're a new person today. You're a new person today. You can make a whole new impact on the world by just changing and admitting that you're never going to make that same mistake again, and you're going to live a life where mistakes like those don't happen again. And once you do that, you will be just fine. Alright, it's Donnie, FANASI, JULENE, a world to be you. I'm out. Peace.